Hi, I'm Marcia Stevenson, Director of Advancement at DCH. Today we're talking turnips. I think most people have either a love or hate relationship with turnips. I happen to love them. I grew up with my mom taking the large turnip chunks and cutting them up with potatoes and then boiling them together and making a mashed potato turnip concoction. I love the depth of flavor that it imparted onto the potatoes. It just made it much more interesting than just plain potatoes. So over the years, I continued to prepare different types of turnip recipes with the larger turnips, and again, love them. They had really great flavor, really strong, almost bitter, which I really enjoy in my cooking. But then a few years ago, I discovered the Japanese turnips, hikore, and I started to eat those, and I was completely enamored with these turnips. So this year I decided to grow them for the first time in my own garden from seed. It was super easy. This is part of the PHS Harvest program that we're registered for through DCH. And so I grew some of these and then gave them away. Now I'd like to show you one of my favorite easy recipes for this Japanese type of turnip. I don't peel them because I like the skin and it adds a lot of fiber to your diet, which is really healthy. I just cut the top and bottom off. I've already rinsed them and washed them off, so you don't have to worry about that at this point. So I just leave the skin on. I'm going to cut them in half, and that's it for that size. So you just continue to do that, cut the tops and bottom off, and I want the size to be about this size, so when they cook down, they don't get too small. After I've cut up the larger ones into about the same size chunks, I'm going to take some of the small ones and I'm just going to cut the tops and bottoms off of those and then leave them that size because they're going to cook down and be quite similar to the other size. So I don't need to cut those in half because they're already the right size. And by the way, this knife that my husband got me is really cool. It's got trees on it. And it's a whole set of knives that I have that have all kinds of plants on them. So I just wanted to point those out in case you're wondering, what kind of knife is she using? All right, so I've got the various sizes ready to go. And the other thing I just wanted to let you know about is that these little guys have a ton of nutrients. They have iron, calcium, potassium, so they're really good for you. They help reduce blood pressure. You can look it up online, but they're really, really healthy for you. All right, the next step is I've poured out some olive oil. I'm just gonna drizzle that on top. And then just some salt and pepper. I love pepper, so I'm gonna do quite a bit of that on here. And then just toss that around to get it all covered, get each bit a little bit of oil. I don't want too much oil because when they cook down, it'll just be gross and mushy, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'd rather these be a little bit more crisp. All right, that looks good. Now you can add garlic if you wanted to. You can add fresh cut rosemary, thyme, any particular spices that you want to try. You can drizzle additionally with some balsamic reduction if you wanted to, but just for today's purposes, we're just going to do it simply with olive oil, salt and pepper, and that's it. So I'm going to put this in my toaster oven, and which is an air fryer too. I've not tried to air fry these. I'm not sure how that would work, but at this point, I'm just going to put it in here. I'm going to set it for 375 and cook it for 10 to 15 minutes. So we're going to leave it in there. I'll keep an eye on it just so that it doesn't burn, and we'll check it out when it's done. So they're done. I'm taking them out of the oven, and I'm going to put them over here, and then I'm going to serve myself on a plate. So you can cook these longer if you like them more crispy, but I don't want them mushy because I think just by their own nature, they have some nice texture to them, and I don't want to overcook them and make them too mushy. So that was my choice. The other thing I did was I did flip them part of the way through just so that they got more evenly cooked and toasted throughout. So let me give them a try. They are delicious, perfectly cooked, the right texture, and just, very mild, really great taste. Hope you enjoyed learning more about turnips, particularly the Japanese turnip. We hope that you'll go out and plant the seeds, grow the food, and donate. Thanks so much.